All right, sir, we are live. We are recording.
Oh my God, we're live. What's up, guys?
We are recording. What's going on, everybody? Gamer Geek here. I'm joined by my best friend, creator, well, actually, I created you, didn't I? What's the lore on that? Oh, I created
Yeah,
you. Okay, I see
yeah,
it. Gamer Geek's robot. Okay,
yeah.
I made you. I got it backwards. I created you, and you are now joining me so we can take a look at the superhero project. It's something that I got a lot of requests and DMs actually asking me to revisit, which was a pleasant surprise because something I wanted to bring up was, and I'm sure Clapper, you know this, in the time that I've been doing YouTube videos, it seems like, obviously the only thing people really cared about seeing me work on was the Flash game, even though I work on other stuff too. Obviously, the Flash game is what I got relatively known for. And so it was actually kind of a pleasant surprise having people inquire about the other things that I do aside from the Flash game. It was actually pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean that sounds great. I've been really excited about the superhero project ever since it was officially announced and the little testing came out. And yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
mean, I
it's a
think
cool thing.
people should be excited for, or if not as excited for this as the Flash game because they're both going to be
Yeah,
exceptional.
I hope so. All right, so something I wanted to show you real quick. This is a working demo of at least a few of the features that I'm working on. So, big major thing you can tell right off the bat from the mannequin. Superhero Project has been moved from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. And
We got
on
some
that
applause.
note, oh yeah, I'll get some applause. Get some applause.
Oh my God.
Unreal Engine 5, I know, it's amazing. And on top of that, I actually am working on transferring everything I'm working on to Unreal Engine 5, Flash project included.
I
You
can
asked
already
me about
see.
this, yeah. You asked me about it a couple days
Yeah.
ago, so it kind of sat with me a little bit. I kind of mulled it over, and I was like, you know what, Clapper's kind of right. Like, I already am moving other stuff over to the Unreal Engine 5. I might as well move the Flash game over too. So that's what I ended up doing, and everything's getting moved over. It's giving me access to a bunch of different plugins, and one plugin in particular I wanted to talk about later after we kind of show it in this game. I'll explain how it will relate to the Flash game later. But trust me, it's a pretty big deal. Okay, but real quick, let's go over what you're seeing here on my screen. So, body type, you choose body type A or B, just, the different types of mannequins you can be. Clapper, I'll let you choose which one you want to be.
Let's go on the left.
Let's go. All right. So when you click
Yeah.
A, these are just placeholder icons. Don't worry about them. Something I wanted to point it out. I don't know if you remember because I haven't shown the superhero project since April, but in this updated version, there are not 5 character types like in the previous versions. There's now 6, and I plan on adding at least 2 more for a total of 8. The original project had superhero or had alien, vigilante, super soldier, speedster, and mutant. I've added mystic because I know, especially Crichton, he loves magic characters. So went ahead through a magic focused character type in there, and then I have 2 more that I need to throw in, but I'm not sure specifically what they'll be yet.
I have some ideas.
Oh, I know you do. And I have a couple too that I would love to get your input on. And if you actually, for this video, throw out your idea. I'm curious, what are the character types that you'd be thinking of? I'd be genuinely curious.
All right, so before I even say that, go
Yeah.
through and just explain them.
Okay, so alien. So obviously, it's right there in the name. You are an alien. To customize this character, you have a list of potential superpowers that you could have, right? The lore behind that in my head being, you come from a different planet, whatever effects Earth has on you, like Superman, right?
Yeah.
Comes from Krypton. He's all of them genuinely powerless over there. Come over here, can fly, laser vision, super strength, all that good stuff. So aliens have a wide selection of abilities that you can choose from, basically customizing your own skill tree, right? Like you come to Earth as an alien, and your powers could be super strength, heat vision, like Superman, or you could have even crazier things, right? You could have like durability and super speed, and like there's just going to be a large regeneration, just huge list of powers for the alien to choose from. Vigilante is actually different. There are no powers, right? You're just a person. You're just a guy. But this one, you have an access to an armory, so you choose gadgets and weapons that your character would carry, and that's your load. You're essentially customizing a Call of Duty loadout for your character to go with. So I like that one. That one's pretty cool. Um, The super soldier one, you choose a military specialty, right? Like that's what your abilities are based on. So depending on what specialty your character had while in military, it's a couple different ones that I'm working on. It determines what abilities you'll have access to. So you got to really focus on what specialty you are so that it complements your play style. Speedster. There are 3 different types of speedsters you can be, each with their own specific focus on how to control your speed. And this is one of my favorites that I've been working on. So, Speedster, you have Speed Demon, which is just raw speed. This is just moving as fast as possible and almost recklessly fast to the point where you're able to do damaging abilities to people around you. You know what I mean? There's Electrokinetic, where obviously you have the lightning constructs like we see in the Flash, shooting lightning, electricity. You're focused on the friction, the electricity of moving fast. And then finally, there's Limit Breaker, and this is a cool one. This is one with a more mathematical mindset where you're focused on breaking the laws of reality, essentially, in the ways that, speedster characters like the Flash do all the time. Like running so fast, time slows down, phasing through objects, things like that. So 3 different types of speedsters that you can choose from. Also, by the way, like if clicking on a couple of these, their animations will change.
Oh, that's great.
And then mutant, you'll choose what your mutation is focused on. It will be, doing like elemental attacks. You'll have like telepathy. Like you have a very specific type of mutation, one that focuses on mental abilities, elemental abilities, physical abilities, etc. And then out of that family of mutations, you'll choose several mutations that your character has. And from there, you'll go, a little bit deeper with it. Upgrading your abilities as a mutant is not the same as upgrading as every other character type. Like alien, if you're flying, if I want to upgrade my flight, you'll fly faster, right? It's pretty straightforward. For mutant, though, if you upgrade a mutation, it causes additional effects because you're being mutated. Your mutations are getting stronger, which is obviously going to cause a wider variety of effects. So it's a little different for that one. And then Mystic, and this is a good one. I know Kryan's going to love this. Like I said, he loves magic characters. Mystic, you choose what kind of mage you are. Where your magic comes from. There's multiple schools of magic in the game, and you'll choose which one you're a student of, which will give you access to specific types of magic. So it's pretty neat. And those are all 6.
Those are a very good start and a very decent selection to choose from, in my opinion. A lot of diversity there.
Oh yeah.
A lot of diversity. So for me, this is just like something I think about sometimes. Every superhero genre, if it's DC, Marvel, whatever, more if not one, if not one more than a person on the team, I should say, is a god of something.
Oh yeah. So you're saying if I could pick up where you're going with this, you're saying like God or something similar should be another character class.
I think that would be such an interesting class.
That would
one.
be interesting.
Number 2, you have such variety too, just within that class.
True. There would be a lot of different options for abilities in there.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments, guys.
Absolutely, because that's actually a really cool idea. Okay, but now choose the only 2 playable ones I have at the moment. The other ones are being worked on. The only 2 playable character classes I have are Alien and Speedster. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with Speedster.
Speedster. Okay, and this is probably one of my favorite changes. I'm glad you started with Speedster. This leads into one of my favorite changes to the superhero project. Are you ready for this?
I'm so ready. Let's do it.
So in the original project, you could choose your lightning color, right? But back then, it was very limited. There were just a few buttons that you would kind of, choose from, that gave you access to primary colors mostly, and that's how you chose your lightning color, right? Well, looking back on it as I was working on this game, I thought I could do better. So I added a color wheel for you to really decide, really have full control over what your lightning is.
Oh, that is fantastic.
And in
Wow.
real time, you can actually see your lightning get changed to whatever color you're choosing. And I mean, I think this is probably my favorite change out of this whole thing. So, out of curiosity, what lightning color do you want to go with? Because you can literally choose anything.
So if I give you like a number right now, you could put. I'm just kidding. The color wheel. Let's start with dark blue.
Dark blue, somewhere right around here, maybe.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. So when we click next, we're going to be transported to the first of four major cities that you can access in this game. And here we are. What do you think of the city so far? It's
I think the shadows and everything that looks really good.
So
Wow.
yeah, so this is one of the first major things I want to talk about with how it relates to the Flash game too. In Unreal Engine 5, procedural generation for level design is so much better than it is in Unreal Engine 4. I had to do a lot of grunt work in Unreal 4 to make Central City work as well as it did, and even then, obviously, there was still room for improvement. So I'm very happy with how Unreal Engine 5 handles generating buildings like this. They all look amazing, and this is, I think, a great start to. Obviously, there needs to be more variety in the materials. They all look relatively the same, but I think it's a great start, and this is one of the things I'm very excited about with Unreal Engine 5, being able to do stuff like this that I couldn't do in previous versions. But let's start running around a little bit. As you can see,
Oh, I love the trail. That's great.
and so obviously you're not as fast as like in the Flash game, but that's because your character's just starting out. You need to level up your
Level up,
speed,
yeah.
level up your character abilities, and things like that to get faster to the point where you are the fastest thing alive. So, real quick, a funny thing to note, by the way, the city we're running around in is called East City, and the reason it's called that is because initially I wanted to make a joke on DC Comics. Right? They always have fictional cities, Central City, Coast City, things like that. And I wanted to, as a joke, I named my cities North City, South City, East City, and West City. I thought I was being funny. I named them like that. I never planned on keeping the names, but as I kept developing the game, I never actually changed the name of the cities, and so this is actually just called East City now. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the other three, but at this point, I kind of have to. I feel like have my own little fake cities in here.
I think it's great. You can't really go wrong with north, south, east, and west, man.
Something else
That's
I'm working on too, by the way. I don't know if you remember this, Clapper. The Flash game, right? People are like, hey, you need to have a sliding thing when you're finished running.
yeah.
Well, in Unreal Engine 5, you build up momentum. That's a setting that you can have. You build up momentum. So if you run, I haven't included the animation yet, but there is a buildup of momentum there where you slide to a stop, where I'll add an animation for like a skidding to a stop kind of motion. And it's I think overall, like playing around with the Speedster character, like you can see, like it's coming along pretty nicely. Like the
Yeah,
game
dude.
looks pretty good. I think it definitely is an
That is
improvement over the
so
last
cool.
version.
I mean, even if you just add like tiny particle effects, like on the bottom of the feet, dude,
Oh yeah.
perfection, perfection. It's already looking incredible right now, dude.
And again, this especially, it's good that you start with the Speedster too, because this is all obviously, like I said, eventually going to come to the Flash game with like this
Yeah,
kind of like crisp lighting, the just the general aesthetic of this game looking so much better in Unreal Engine 5. Like this is all eventually making its way to the Flash game. So I'm glad you're really like loving it, and that we started with the Speedster game character, because this is really good.
yeah. I mean, this honestly, it really foreshadows what's yet to come, and I think it's gonna be incredible. I really do.
All right, did you want to take a look at the alien character next?
I do, but I have one tiny question before we move on.
What's up?
Are there gonna be different textures to the lightning trail?
They're different. Oh, like different types of lightning trails that you can have.
Yeah.
Yes. So you'll choose the lightning color, and it's obviously not included yet because we didn't see it. But there will be like different customization options for your trail: how long it lasts, how thick it is, how much it like jitters around. how much, or like the different textures. So if you want like longer arcs or like shorter arcs, or hell, you want even less lightning, or you want more lightning, you want just a solid beam of lightning coming off of you, there will be different options to customize exactly how your trail looks. So that way, when you eventually play online, because online play will be a feature of this game, you'll be able to run alongside other speedsters, and no two speedsters will look the same.
That's great, dude. Fantastic. All right, dude. Show me
Let's do
the
it.
alien.
Making sure my recording carried over. Okay, so body type B.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, and then alien, right? So by default, your character starts as alien, just so that way if the player just doesn't give a fuck and they just keep clicking next over and over, they'll at least have, it won't break the game. So starting with alien, there are no, cosmetic changes to make with alien yet, like there are for speedsters. So right now, we're just here back in East City. Alien class, their default class ability is flight. You can fly as an alien. Obviously, he's kind of floating around. Something I like is that you can see his legs are reactive, so he'll lift the knee up if his legs are clipping onto something. Yeah, I like that. It just adds an extra layer of realism to it.
The attention to detail, man, it's great.
So you can see he kind of floats around, but you can fly up here. And this is a fun little plug-in thing that Unreal Engine has that you can find. It's actually a flight system that you can find on the marketplace that's pretty common. It's actually really neat, but it gives you a good freedom of movement here. But yeah, alien character can just fly straight up, kind of look over the whole city.
That's great, man.
And
there you go.
You got the Superman pose
the arms
going.
forward,
Yeah, arms forward, baby. And then from here,
you need is one arm back and then one arm forward, and you got a fucking Superman.
I have those animations, and eventually you'll be able to customize how your character flies. Like you'll have full control over like their movement style, because I'll have different I'll have like different collections of animations. So like if you want the Superman pose like this, that will be like animation style A, right, for the alien character. If you want the one arm forward, one arm back, or both arms back, or arms out to the side, like there will be multiple different types of animations, because I really want to give players overwhelming feeling of control. Like you can literally make whoever you want.
Also, I just want to point out the fact that I just saw a barrel roll.
That is in fact a dodge. It actually comes with the flight system that I'm using, so you can fly back and forth when you're going full speed. You can dodge back and forth. It can help you turn.
Look at that detail. Oh my god. Because I don't know if you guys have ever played like any other I should say Unreal Engine 4 or 5 games that are underdeveloped and have a person flying in them. It doesn't even equate to this. I mean, it's literally just a character model with arms up and then feet down, just like through the air. And you can see when the character's flying, you can see when they're going through the air, the feet are actually like bouncing back and forth, simulating the wind movement. I think that is incredible. It's incredible attention to detail.
But this is the alien character. Also, I like playing the alien character because you really get an attention to you get a second to see the rest of the city, kind of see it from a different angle. But thoughts on the play style of the alien character? Like, what are your thoughts on being able to fly around the city and having the different, like we mentioned, the different animation styles that you can choose from eventually for your character? What are your thoughts on that?
I think as you mentioned before, the different textures of the trails, I think that could also correlate with different types of flying. Like a very serious flyer, you can have a goofy one. Like it really there's no limit to the sky on this alien character, and I mean it's only gonna get better from here. I mean just look at how it's progressing right now.
I mean, to be fair, right? I mean, already, and something I wanted to bring up, how this relates to the Flash game. I mean, no disrespect, I guess, to my own game, because I'm the one that made it, but, this looks way better than Central City in the previous Flash game, and, right? All these buildings look relative, like they have the same textures on them, but like already the layout and everything looks better, I feel like, than Central City in the Flash Beta 2, which is one of the reasons why moving the Flash game to Unreal Engine 5 was a no-brainer, because you have such amazing procedural generation tools that you don't have in Unreal Engine 4. Like Unreal Engine 5 Flash game is going to look like this, like better, crisper, cleaner. Like everything will work so much better. And that's why, even though obviously, like I said, people primarily want to see me do the Flash game, and they're probably like, oh, why is he talking about the superhero game? I want to see the Flash game. This relates to the Flash game. There are so many things to take away from this, like how it will affect the Flash game later. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot going on here.
Also, something I do want to point out with a game studio making different games, but still by the same studio, it's very similar to artwork, right? If you have an artist who's making a painting and they made four paintings, you can see how it's similar. The texture, the style, all comes from the artist, and I think the same thing relates to video games.
Hmm.
You're gonna see a lot of similar details in this game as you are in the Flash game. Obviously, it's not going to be the same. There are going to
Right.
be different things, but you're going to see Gamer Geek really put his heart and his detail into both games, and they're going to turn out incredible, right? And
I do
I
hope
think
so.
the contrast between these two games, it's really going to put some insight on how movement's going to feel, how the world's going to be, buildings, combat environment. I think it's all going to be fantastic.
Well, I'm glad you are excited. I mean, look at that. That is awesome. The world, obviously, as you can see too, is kind of stretching out there infinitely. There's going to be a lot of stuff in the distance to look at. I am planning on having no loading screens in this game. This is something very ambitious, obviously, and this is something, Clapper, I wanted to inform you about. Planning on having no loading screens, instead having a lot of level streaming. For people who don't know what that is, basically, as you get closer to an object and you clip into a level streaming volume, it will make whatever's in that volume visible or invisible depending on your distance from it. And I plan on having a lot of visual tricks like that to make no loading screens, just to essentially have, I guess it'll just be like an open world, right? Nothing in it, and things will only exist as long as you're close enough to actually see them. So rather than, starting here in East City and you're like, oh, I want to go to West City, and you're going over here, or I guess it would be over here. I don't know direction. But as long as you're like, I want to go to West City, and you go over here, rather than just stopping at like around this point and a loading screen, next thing you know, you're in the city. Instead, you could just fly over the city. West City, or West City would appear in front of you. East City would just slowly disappear behind you, right? And so rather than having to load, you could literally, as a hero, fly back and forth between cities. So that way you're not sitting in, long and like just annoying loading screens.
I think that is going to be incredible. Because I don't know if anyone else here has played Lego Marvel, whatever, growing up, right? Or any other fun games on the Xbox 360. But when you wanted to go to a different city, that loading screen would be the death of me, dude. It really would. Honestly, I would be staring at my TV, waiting for probably 3-4 minutes.
Oof.
And
Yeah,
here,
see? That's why
you're
I
just
don't
you're
want it.
eliminating that. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
don't.
great.
I
It is
hate loading
amazing.
screens. And it's just, I know it's ambitious, right? Like trying to get rid of those, just like it's ambitious for the Flash game, wanting like all interiors of these buildings. But like, I mean, I'm working on it, and it's actually not. It's not in the realm of impossibility anymore. Like it's very possible with a lot of the tools I have access to in Unreal Engine 5 for all these buildings to have procedural interiors. They're not set up yet, but they absolutely can have procedural interiors. I can absolutely eliminate loading screens. It's going to take a lot of effort, obviously, to get all these things set up and working properly, in a way that still allows people with maybe not high end machines to play these. But I mean, the options are there. I just have to put the work in to make it happen. But yeah, no, 100%. Like, I'm getting ambitious with this stuff, and I'm really hopeful that it will pay out.
I think it will, dude. I really do think it will.
You want to play with us? What?
Zoom.
Which body type you want to go with?
We did A last time. Let's do B.
All right.
See how it works.
And do you want to do a different lightning color?
Yeah, let's do green.
Oh, no, good choice. That's
Yeah.
admittedly every single time I tested this concept, right? Like
It
the
was
color
on
wheel,
green.
I was on. It was on
Yeah,
green, and I
of
had to tell
course.
myself that I can't exclusively test with green because, like, what if green is the only color lightning trail that works, and I just don't know it because I'm only testing green.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks pretty good. Like green, like the green lightning trail is my favorite. One, because I like green, but two, like I just think it looks amazing. Like almost radio. Like look at that color. Like it's just such. That's why having the color wheel is such a great addition to this because like you can really like if you don't like a certain color, right? Like you like let's say you want a green lightning trail like this, but like the button I initially had was like too dark a green for you, or like it wasn't the shade of green or wasn't bright enough as a green, right? You wanted more blue green. You really with that color wheel can choose whatever you want, and it really helps kind of put the game over the edge.
Yeah.
It's such a simple addition too, just adding a color wheel to choose a lighting. It's such a simple addition, but it really makes a world of difference in this project, I think.
I'm totally in agreement.
And now I'm going to be a good pedestrian and walk exclusively on the sidewalk. Excuse me. Don't touch the street. Street's lava.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Because this game, like I'm showing it now, because we just did the floor is lava, I'm literally going to make that a game mode where like a supervillain makes the floor lava, and if you touch it, you die. It's happening now. Like that's going to be a game mode. Oh, speaking of supervillains.
Yeah.
Obviously this game is going to have a story. It's going to have a focus, at least somewhat, on, online gameplay, right, with other people, like I've mentioned. But,
Yeah.
Clapper, you might enjoy this. There will be, obviously, random crime, like in the Flash game, for you as a superhero to test your chops, go beat up bad guys. There will be different levels of crime. So some stronger, some weaker. And obviously, as you're starting out and you're not fully developed as a hero yet, you got to start small, right? Leave the big ones to established heroes, which are going to be characters like NPCs throughout the game. They'll be established heroes.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
Okay.
as you get better, you can respond to higher level crimes to get involved and help. And as you develop, right, and some of the higher level crimes that you'll be able to get involved with are supervillain characters. Supervillains will be involved committing crimes, and as you get stronger, have better abilities, you can help fight them. And especially with online play, because I really wanted to have something, right, for the online multiplayer. I wanted something really important to be in there. So I was going to have a few big name villains specifically for online only that players can team up together as like their own super teams and fight these major villains. And if I keep this going as like a live service kind of thing, not live service, that's a terrible name. I hate live service. As long as but I mean, if I keep supporting this game, right, if it's successful with a lot of online players, I can keep adding new supervillains with updates for people to beat up on, and you'll just have a extended rogues gallery to eventually fight and pick off.
Yeah, so what you're saying basically is that the developers, in their own very extravagant way, are going to be mentors to the superheroes of the game or whatever, and they're gonna be in their own little crime fighting, well known group, not called the Justice League or Avengers.
Exactly.
That, my friend, that right there is beautiful.
Yeah. See, you'll be able to think about it. You'll be able to respond to a crime, and an established like NPC character will show up to like fight it too, and they'll probably be better than you in the beginning, and you gotta you're essentially their sidekick until you develop your own career as a hero, and the next thing you know, they're yours. You really get to see your own career as a hero progress, and I think that's gonna be a really fun thing for players.
Yeah, so this is like its own universe,
Oh
right?
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, this is great. We can do so much with this. Wow.
But yeah, this is the Superhero Project. Clapper, final thoughts as we wrap up today's video.
I think everyone is going to enjoy what's yet to come, and they're going to be very surprised as to what is going to be in this game.
Good deal, good deal. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to subscribe and let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Also, be sure to join the community Discord server. Follow the TikTok. I know Clapper works really hard on that. And
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, and make sure you join the community Minecraft server. The link is in the description box down below. Also, if you could consider subscribing to the Patreon, you'll get early access to videos, and you'll be given early access to game demos that I release, some including the Flash game and potentially even the Superhero Project as it continues developing. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you all in the next one.
See ya.